Alright, in this video, going to try and weld this stainless bung into the oil pan. Pretty sure the pan is steel as well, hope so. Gotta figure out the location of where I want to put it. So just to look, here's the dipstick coming down. I just want to get an idea of where the oil level in the pan was. So it's about 10.2 centimeters to about 11.5 centimeters. So if we come down on the pan, we can see here 11.5 right flush with the top. So that's the lowest oil level, and then 10.5 or 10.2, that would be the highest oil level. So as long as we're above somewhere right here, I think we should be good. The only other thing I want to make sure of is to try and keep it in line with the outlet from the turbo. Also, oil dipstick goes in that hole. You can see all the pollen from living here in Georgia. Dipstick goes in that hole, and that's the little guide that keeps it from interfering with the crank. So that's why you have to pull the dipstick out before you install the pan, or else it'll probably go in there and get all messed up in the crank and everything. So I'm going to place the oil pan up here. Okay, I had to take the alternator tensioner bracket off because even though people say you can use the NA one, when you flip it over, you actually can't. You have to grind off a little piece of it because it hits right here on the oil pan. So I just want to make sure the oil pan was nice and flush so I could do the locating of the bung on the oil pan. I've got the motor about as level as I can get it on the stand. Use the level on the cam gears and on the cradle underneath the pan just to get it as close as possible. From what I read, the HX35, you only have a 10-degree variation of the center line between the oil inlet and the oil drain. So you can't really angle the turbo a whole lot to compensate for the drain being too high. There's also some information on the slope of the return back to the of the line back to the oil pan. I'm gonna go ahead and look that back up and just make sure I'm still kind of close. But it looks like from here, I think I'm going to try and get the bung as low as I can, right about in this area. So just a rough estimate, that's about level with the bottom of the drain. The turbo is clocked slightly. It's hitting right about there, maybe a ½ inch right on that spot weld. Is about level with the outlet of the drain. And I need it to be lower so the oil will drain back into the pan. So I might end up getting a different outlet. Maybe I'll just get a straight elbow that goes straight over there, or 90 degrees over there, not straight down. That might be my best option. So I got the pan off, looking at this spot weld right around there, kind of hard to see. I did put the bung I got from eBay right here, just to get an idea of where it would fit. Made a couple of scratch marks on the pan, and then looking inside, looks like it'll be right about here. I think the spot weld is right in there somewhere to hold this little, whatever this is, windage tray in. So I think that's where I'm gonna put it. From other pictures and videos I've seen, I think the stock oil return is like right here, almost in line with the dipstick channel right here. So I think I'm gonna try and stay out of the way of the dipstick channel if I can. And that looks about like where I'm gonna put it. So I'm gonna go ahead and drill a hole and start trying to widen it out. So I might need to go ahead and cut a little piece of this windage tray out so that it's not interfering with the drill bit. I think I'm gonna go ahead and do that now. Okay, it took a couple little Dremel cutoff wheels, but I got that part cut out. I think I'm just gonna try and use something to pry this off of the side of the pan. Don't wanna damage or risk cutting this and damaging the outside of the pan or anything. So I might see if I can get a hammer and just chisel it.
I'm gonna get a little piece out and I'm going to do a little sanding bit and just kind of clean up those sharp edges. No one's really matter, but...
Alright, cleaned it up. Oh, all the trash came out. Cleaned it up a little bit. Even more trash, wow. Cleaned it up a little bit. Sanded the sharp edges down just a little bit. So we'll keep on drilling. Got my welder set up here. I'm gonna try and run a couple practice beads just to see if I can get somewhat of an understanding on how to do this. But I got it set up here. We're on DC using 75-25 mix. The oil pan is about 1.2 to 1.3 millimeters, so that's 18 to 16 gauge. So if you look up there, we'll just say 16 gauge, go over, and we're using 030 wire, so that would be 16 over 3.5 wire speed on voltage C. So let's come over here. We're already set up on 3. I think we're up to 4.5 because I was playing with these pipes over here. But I'm gonna run another couple passes just to see what it does. And then I'll see if I can mess up the oil pan after that. Not too bad. A little burnt, sooty. I think that's an issue with the gas. Not real sure. I don't know how good the penetration is, but it doesn't really look that porous. And I'm just gonna go ahead and try it and mess up the oil pan. Worst happens, I'm just gonna have to buy another one. All right, I think it's just gonna be easier to do it on the floor. I don't know if I should tack it from the back and then weld around, or just hold it up and try and tack it from the front. I think I'm gonna try and do it like this. Tack it from the back. I did grind off a little, all right, I got it blocked up on this wood. Got a clean area, sprayed it off with some Prado body, wiped it down good, let it dry. Ground it on the pan, so I'm just gonna try and tack it right here, and then we'll weld it from the front. Doesn't look great. A little warped, bend it like that. And see if we can do some little spots around this side. So I'm going to try and tack the bottom and then just roll around it, I guess. Maybe I should have started at the top so I could get a nice good bead on the bottom so it doesn't leak, because that doesn't look too good. Try this again, but try and watch what I'm doing. Oops. Not terrible right there. Just that one little stretch. Looks like I'm getting good, looks like I'm getting good penetration on the pan. I don't know about the bung itself. So I might try and bring the stick out up a little bit and heat up the bung a little bit more than the pan. Let's see if we can do this top side. I messed that one up bad. So I ground down some of those welds, but man, that one looks really bad too. But I made another couple passes over it. Looks real rough, but let's go make sure it leaks, and then we'll put it on. I filled it with water. We're above, the water level's above the bung, and I don't see any leaks yet. I'm gonna let it sit for maybe 15 minutes and come back and look. It's been 15 minutes. I don't see any water leaking. Oh, wait a minute. Yep, that was one drop of water. Damn. All right, I'm gonna grind it down, put one more little bead of weld on the bottom. All right, there's 3 drips. One, just get out of here, dog. There's 3 drips. One, the leak at the glove finger that I have on here. One is a leak because I don't have the zip tie on here. And then the other one is right there. Can't see because of course it's in the shade. But just a little bead of water right there. Let me see if I put my finger there. And it's gone. So I think that was the only seepage, so I'm just gonna put another big bead on there. All right, welded it and grinded it again, and I don't see any leaks. So I think we're good. And I think after we prime it a bunch of times and paint it, that should seal any other little pinhole leaks or anything, right? Yeah. All right, went ahead and primed it, painted it. I only had blue paint, same as the valve covers, so that's what I used. Didn't have any black paint. Went ahead and painted the whole thing. It's forward blue with a tint of Georgia pollen. So it'll have a nice yellow tint to it. Probably be one of a kind.